Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show. My name is Calvin Dean. Week 3 is upon us, and this week is a special week. We're saluting the military, all the men and women that's serving in the military. We love you. We love you. Thank you so much for your service. Hats off to you and everyone, armed forces, abroad, in the United States as well. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And, brave souls to protect our nation. And that's what this show is all about. We want to reach out to everyone that is watching right now that is in another country. And hopefully you're enjoying this. It's going to be all about the military today. And, I had to dress in that occasion as well. So we love you. I just want to let you know that. And everyone that's in the States as well, thank you so much for your service. I am so grateful for your service. I think we all are very grateful. Men, women, police, FBI, DOJ, everyone, love you. Thank you so much for your hard work. Let's get down to it. We got week 3 upon us. Week 3. Tonight's game is actually week 2, and it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs are hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Just a reminder on this one, since 1950, the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs have something special, okay? There's only been 2 games where 2 quarterbacks have thrown over 300 yards in 2 games, and that was last year. That was Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. They both threw over 300 yards in both games each. So tonight's game is going to be an exciting one. I mean, really, since 2020, Patrick Mahomes has averaged 320 yards per game, and Justin Herbert is at 308. Amazing. And then you have Josh Allen at 308.3, and then you have the GOAT going around 301. And I'm telling you guys, this game tonight, watch it. It's going to be an amazing game. I'm sure they're going to keep that whole thing in line. That is my upset special. Tonight's game, week 2, is my upset special. But you got to watch last week's show to get my upset special, because it's a big one. It's a big one. I am not going to say a word. Well, okay, I picked, yes, the Los Angeles Chargers to upset the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes. Now, Justin Herbert has won before. He has won before in Kansas City. Bravo. And, just let's get down to it. Week 3. Here we go, everyone. Week 3, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they are going into the Cleveland Browns. And, wow. Now, Pittsburgh, they won their first game. And hats off to them winning against Cincinnati. That was definitely something to look at. And this game with the Steelers going into the Cleveland Browns, well, T.J. Watt tore his pec muscle, and now they put him on IR. He's out for around 6 weeks, and they're going to be without J.J. Watt. They're going to be in the dog pound. Pittsburgh looks pretty good. They look better than I thought they would be looking in the beginning of the season. You have Mitchell Trubisky. He's Mitchell Trubisky. The first half, he looked great. In the second half, he didn't look too good. I mean, I don't know. Something about that team there's still question marks. Najee Harris got a little banged up. Second week, they're even talking about Najee Harris maybe playing. But this is going to be all about the third week. Hopefully he'll be all recovered by that third week. And I think this game is going to be a close one. It's going to be a dynamic game. You can pick either the Steelers or the Cleveland Browns in this one. I'm giving it to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to go into Cleveland. They're going to beat Cleveland. Cleveland's going to kind of be in trouble. I think they're going to be in trouble. Now, their offensive line is awesome with run blocking. Their zone blocking is just great, especially for the Chubb. And, I really believe that the Cleveland Browns are going to lose this game in Cleveland. They're going to have to take some losses before Deshaun Watson gets back. And I think this is going to be one of their losses. Third game of the season, Cleveland Browns losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh gets the win. Next game, Sunday, Saints going into the Panthers. Now, you have to look at both teams, right? You have to look at both teams. The last time they played was January 1st, 2022. And the Carolina Panthers lost. They lost to the New Orleans Saints, and it was 18-10. You have some power ranking meters on this one. The Saints offense is ranked 12th in the and the Panthers ranked 28th. Whew. And now the defense, on the other hand, the defense is ranked 23rd for the Saints and 31st for the Carolina Panthers. Wow, there's only 32 teams. So, can't get worse than that at Carolina. And, well, you could, right? 32nd. Right. Well, there you go. And a passing attack, we have the Saints at 15th. So they're top 15, huh? And then, then you have Baker Mayfield going into the passing attack is 20. It's all about the run with the New Orleans Saints, Kamara, and they're ranked 10th. 9th. The New Orleans Saints are ranked 9th. Yes, 9th. And the rushing on the other hand with the Carolina Panthers at 31st, another 31st. Wow. You think about it. And, McCaffrey in the first game of the season, where was he? And they almost pulled it out, mind you. They almost beat the Browns. They did. They almost beat the Browns. Man, this is tough. Baker, I have him winning the second game of the season, but I have them losing at home against the Saints. Now, it could go away the other way, but I just don't see it. I don't see it happening unless McCaffrey starts to really heat up, and then I have a sore eye with my pick. But this pick, I'm giving the third week of the season. The Carolina Panthers will lose to the New Orleans Saints. The next game, we have the Texans going into Chicago. Chi-Town. Oh, my God. This is something. Okay. They had one of the worst offensive lines in football. All right? They just beat, week one, the San Francisco 49ers. And what about Daniel Jones? Terrible offensive line, beats the AFC number one seat of 2021, the Tennessee Titans. They beat him, right? And what about Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns without his star receiver, Tyreek Hill. Gets rid of him. What I'm talking about is the Dallas Cowboys, right? First, they complain about their offensive line. Oh, we lost the 3 offensive linemen. Dak Prescott, he's missing the wide receivers. All these excuses. Dak Prescott got hurt 5 minutes to go in the game. Where was he 55 minutes before? Where was he? Where was Dak Prescott? Does anyone know? Anyone? The great. Enough with the excuses. Right now I'm sick. I don't want to hear any more excuses from the Dallas Cowboys. It's really, I think McCarthy should go. I'm not a big fan of McCarthy. I'm just not. And with that team, they have Zeke and Pollard, which is probably one of the best tandems in the NFL going right now. Those two. and they just can't win. And something's wrong. Something's wrong there. I've said this for years. Listen to my podcast before my live shows right now, and my podcast would always state, I've always stated that Dak Prescott will never bring a team to a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, Dak. Prove me wrong, brother, but I don't think you will. I really don't. Dak Prescott will not bring a team to the Super Bowl, nor will he ever win a Super Bowl, right? But he's not really all that. He just isn't. Look at Justin Fields winning, with a terrible offensive line. Daniel Jones winning a terrible offensive line. Patrick Mahomes losing his star wideout. I mean, one of the best wideouts in the land, and then throwing 5 touchdowns. Enough of the excuses. I've said my piece about Dallas. Said my piece. So the Texans going into Chicago, this is going to be a tough game. I don't think Chicago's going to get lucky enough. There are 2 teams that are mediocre teams. They really are. Sorry, Chicago and Texans. Sorry. This game, I'm giving it to the Texans. Texans will win. The next game, we have the Chiefs going into the Colts. Now, the second game of the season, which was the Thursday Night Football, which is actually tonight, I have the Chargers upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs. Mind you, if that happens, then they'll be 1-1, right? And the Chiefs, on the third game of the season, will be going into the Indianapolis Colts with Matty Ice, Taylor, Pittman. Wow. I think the Chiefs will be 1-1 before this game. And after this game, I think they're going to be 1-2. I'm giving this as my upset special. The upset special in the third week would be the Indianapolis Colts over the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is the second week in a row I've called the team playing Kansas City with an upset. That's kind of ballsy, don't you think? I mean, really? Yeah, come on. Anyway, Kansas City Chiefs losing this game. Woo. Wow, what a pick. Now, next game, you have the Buffalo Bills. I'm calling the Buffalo Bills will be undefeated by week 3. They'll be still undefeated. They'll be 2-0. And I see they're going into Miami. I have Miami like 1-1 after the first 2 games of the season. This game, wow. This game's going to be tough. I think that Buffalo has the power of their defense, the rush of the defense. I don't think Miami will be able to get the rush. Now, Tua's not as mobile as Mr. Josh Allen. He just isn't. And he doesn't have the arm strength as Josh Allen, but he has the weapons. But you know what? Buffalo has the weapons too. I'm giving this one to Buffalo. Buffalo Bills will beat the Miami Dolphins going into Miami. The next game I'm talking about is the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, I had an upset special, okay? The upset special for my first week of the season. I had them upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, mind you, guess what, guys? If you were a betting person, some lines were given 4 points, some lines were given 5 points. Vegas was giving 5 points at the time, and they lost by 3. So my upset special, if you're a betting person, you would have won. I have a friend of mine, not going to mention his name, won a lot of money on that game. A lot of money. Thanks to the Calvin Dean Show, huh? Anyway, we have the Detroit Lions going into Minnesota. Now, Detroit's defense, suspect. I mean, they rolled over him. The Detroit Lions could not stop Jalen Hurts. They just couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop their running game. Sanders, Hurts. I mean, it was nasty. But, man, the Philadelphia Eagles let the Detroit Lions score 35 points. It was 35-38. Wow. So, the running attack, if the Lions can't stop the running attack, how are they going to stop the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. I'm giving this to Minnesota. Third game of the season for the Lions and the Vikings. I'm giving this game to the Minnesota Vikings. The next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens playing the Patriots at Foxborough Stadium. Man, my lock of the week, first week, lock of the week, ready, was the New England Patriots losing to the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, losing to the Miami Dolphins. So, I was right on that. I was 100% right on that. I just knew Bill he just can't win in Miami. He just can't win. Can't win. And their offense looked terrible. Miami defense scored a touchdown on the offense. Mac Jones looked... Matt, he doesn't have the zip on it. He's a great controller. He was sort of like a Brady-ish, in a way. He controls the game, knows how to, control the game, and very accurate passer. But, this league, you got to have some pizzazz to really win. Look at Tannehill losing their first game against the Giants. Terrible. They look terrible. So this game, the Ravens, looking all world against the Jets. Not all world. Their running game wasn't really clicking, but I think the running game is going to click the second game, and then this game, I'm giving this one. I think this is an easy one. I really do. I think the Ravens over the New England Patriots in Foxborough. The Patriots, they could be 1-2 at the end of this game? They will be 1-2 at the end of this game, giving this one to the Baltimore Ravens. We have the next game, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, I had them winning against Pittsburgh. Great game, close game, missed extra point. The first week, how many missed field goals and extra points were there? A lot. And, man, if they get that extra point with no time left on the clock, Mason Fitzpatrick, guy is just he's a beast. Won the first week. He won the Defensive Player of the Week award. Yes, he was it. He was all it. Blocking the ball. Really, seriously. And then them coming back. Hats off to Philly. Hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers for, beating the Cincinnati Bengals. Who would figure? I really thought Cincinnati should have won that game. They really did win it up until the end. And, hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hats off. Proving me wrong, Pittsburgh. Hats off to you. Really, Tomlin, thank you so much for proving me wrong. Anyway, this game, we have, like I said, the Bengals are going into the Jets, the lonely Jets, the 0-2 Jets after the second week. I just don't see them winning the second week either. All these Jets fans, I feel sorry for them. Brian Watson, love your brother, and my brother. He's a Jet fan too. And both of you guys, I feel sorry for you. I try to be as positive as possible. But think about it. They had Joe Flacco throwing the ball 59 times in the first game. What is going on with their coaching staff? Come on, 59 throws. That's a little whacked, especially for Flacco. He's probably sore the whole week. The guy's so old. Guys, seriously, they're a great young team. They're moving up, but the Bengals are coming into town, and Burrows is going to win his second game of the season against Dallas. Dallas losing Dak. Dallas doesn't have a chance. They probably do have a chance. They have a great defense, but I think that Cincinnati Bengals will pull that second game out, and then the Bengals will be 2-1 after this game because the Cincinnati Bengals will be going into New York and beating the Jets in New York. Kudos. The next game, we have the Raiders going into the Titans. Now, I had the Raiders winning the first game. Justin Herbert proved me wrong. Devontae Adams looked awesome. Carr had 3 interceptions. He was pushing the ball a little bit too much, but he looked good. He did look good. That's what happens when these guys aren't practicing, in the preseason. You think about it. All these guys going into preseason and throwing the ball in the preseason and actually working the preseason, right? All these guys. And Mahomes even played in the preseason. What happened to Mahomes? Throws 5 touchdowns. Yes, Mahomes throws 5 touchdowns in the first game. And he was playing in preseason. All these guys, Lamar Jackson not playing in preseason. They all looked in the first game of the season. All these teams that did not play their starters in the preseason, they looked really off. I mean, the Denver Broncos looked off, right? So, it means something. It means something. And the Titans as well. The Titans, wow, they're going to have a tough year. They're going to have a really tough year. The Raiders are coming into Tennessee. They're going to play the Titans very tough. I think the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, will beat the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee in the third game. Next game, we have the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles, beating the Detroit Lions the first game of the season, 38-35. Wow. Close game. Gave up a lot of points. That, like I said, that secondary of the Eagles is suspect. And man, the Lions ran on them too. They ran all over them. That's just a question mark. I mean, the Eagles do have a great team. Mind you, they do have a great team. And what about Carson Wentz winning his first game of the season? Wow. I didn't expect that, but man, he came to play, and he played. And that dime he threw to Dotson, wow. Carson Wentz. Bravo, brother. Bravo. Carson Wentz. There you go, man. There you go. Hats off to you, man. And this one is going to be a tough one. Jalen Hurts and that running style going into the Commanders. I don't think the Commanders are going to be able to stop them. That they have that great running offense, and they have A.J. Brown, and I'm sure Smith is going to step up, the Heisman Trophy winner. And Jalen Hurts looking great. I mean, Jalen Hurts is all that and then some, isn't he? Think about it. He is. Fantasy football's off the charts. Eagles coming into Washington. Now, Washington, oh, man, that's a tough one. I mean, I think the Eagles are going to beat this. Eagles in this game over the Washington Commanders. The next game we have the Jags. Wow, what a schedule. It's funny. What a schedule, especially for Jacksonville. I mean, it's like every week's what a schedule. It's like what a schedule for Jacksonville, right? What a schedule. Anyway, Jacksonville goes into Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, playing Justin Herbert. And I mean, like tonight's game, which is the second week, tonight I'm having Justin Herbert upset the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. I think they'll be 2-0 when they enter the third week. And after this game with the Jags, they're going to be 3-0. This is, I'm sorry, Jacksonville. You look at this game stats, okay? Let's be fair. Let's be fair, everyone. Let's just look at game stats. We have the offense for the Jags, 13th. We have the offense for the Chargers, 17th. Now, this is after the first game of the season, right? We have the defense of the Jags, 15th. They look good, right? We have the 24th defense of the Chargers. But we have the passing of the Chargers is 8th. Well, the passing of the Jags was 11th. And the running of the Jags was 13, and the running of the Chargers, which is their Achilles heel. I've told you over and over and over again, it is Achilles heel for the Chargers, is a running attack, and that is their Achilles heel. That is their Achilles heel. This game, wow. The last time they played was October 24th, 2020, and the Chargers beat them 39-29, and it was in Los Angeles at that moment in time. I think it's going to be a very similar game, and I'm giving this one to the Los Angeles Chargers. Heck, after this game, Chargers will be 3-0. Woo, that's scary. That's scary. The next game, I have the Los Angeles Rams. After losing their first game, which I predicted, the Bills, even my buddy Dean, who is with Mixed Cocktail Hour, after the show, he's like, "Are you sure the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Los Angeles Rams?" I said, "Yep, they're going to beat them." Sure enough, they beat them. That was my lock. So the Rams going into the Cardinals. Wow. I mean, Kyler Murray after this game, he's going to be 0-3. And Cardinals I don't think they're going to stop the Rams. The Cardinals defense, where is it? Where is it? And the offense the offense played like they weren't playing in preseason. And now this is going to be the third game. So they might be hotter. I think they're going to go at it. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. And I think right at the end, the Los Angeles Rams, I think the Los Angeles Rams right at the end of this game will pull it out. And unfortunately, I think the Cardinals are going to be 0-3 at the start of the season. Ugh, that's ugly. Now, the next game we have the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons winning their first game. Wow. Atlanta Falcons. Wow. What a surprise. The way they played. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, let me see something here, guys. Let me just go to the scores. Let me go week 1, right? And we go week 1. All right. We got week 1, all right? We had the Bills over the Rams, Saints, just beating the Falcons. Just beating the Falcons that game. That's what it was. They just beat them by 1 point, and hats off to the Falcons. And Falcons, they're coming into Los Angeles on the second game of the season. I think they'll be 0-2. And then this game is going to be a tough game, the third game of the season for the Falcons. I mean, they're going into Seattle. I think when Seattle beat Denver, it was just such a special game. Such a special game. A lot of mistakes by the Denver coaching staff. They had all that time to go, and it's fourth down. 4th down and 5. What are you doing? You just paid a quarterback $245 million. One more time. You just paid a quarterback $245 million. You have 5 yards to go. Got a lot of time on the clock. There's no urgency. They took the ball over. When they took the ball over, I don't mean, oh my God. I mean urgency. Get up to the line. Let's get a play call. Let's go. High tempo. No huddle. Let's go. Call a couple plays in the huddle and keep going. I mean urgency. There was no urgency. The coaching staff lost this game. Coaching staff. No urgency. If they played urgency, it would have had time for Seattle to not set properly, catch them off guard a couple plays. 4th down and 5 with a lot of time left. You just let the clock run. What are you doing? What are you thinking? McManus has only kicked 1 field goal, 61 yards. That was in Denver, right? In Denver. That was 6 years ago, guys. 6 years ago. We're not in Denver. We're not indoors. We're in Seattle. I mean, it's the opposite of what Denver is, air, right? It's different. It's different. What were you thinking? 64 yards. The guy's never kicked a field goal that long before. 1 field goal, all right? His percentage of 55 plus isn't that good. What were you thinking? You have a quarterback you just paid $245 million to, and what are you doing? You're kicking a 64-yard field goal. Shame on you. And one of those times and another thing, you are on the 1 foot line and a couple inch line, 4th down. What are you doing with the quarterback in shotgun? I mean, really? I don't get that. If that was Tom Brady, right, he'd be under center. Well, which way am I going to go and score a touchdown? Which way am I going to go? I mean, at least if you're under center, and you have more of a chance to get it in that way than in shotgun. Because you got shotgun, you hand it off, there's always a delay. Always a delay in shotgun. Especially when you're on the 1 foot line and a few inch line, right? Wow. I mean, that coaching staff, I know they're new, but man, major F up. Really major. I mean, sad. But I don't think that I really don't think the Falcons will be really, really good this year. You know, I really don't. They're going to have maybe a 4-16 season. But the Falcons are going to Seattle. That's hard to win in Seattle, especially the way they played against Denver. But it's different. It's different. I think the Falcons are going to come into Seattle, and they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle Game 3. Wow. Great. We have the next game. Wow. This next game is this is going to be interesting because the Green Bay Packers, I had predicted the first game they lose their first game of the season, right? And then where's their offense? They're going into the Bucs. Now, I had the Bucs the second game of the season losing to the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. But this is going to be in Tampa Bay, the Packers against Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. What a matchup that is. But, the Packers, their offense, they do have some stars. They have Doubt, they have Watson, they have Lazard, right? They have two great running backs, Aaron Jones and Dillon. And Tunyon's back. There's no excuses. No, I think this is going to be a close game. I'm giving this to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay over the Green Bay Packers. Next game, we have the 49ers. The 49ers. This is going into the Denver Broncos. Wow. Now, mind you, the 49ers lost the first game to Chicago. Wow, Trey Lance. They better win the second game in Seattle. They better win against Seattle. I'm telling you, the 49ers are playing at home. Seattle's coming down from a high. I think the 49ers are going to win at home against Seattle. But, man, guys, 1-1, 49ers limping into the third. Well, I call limping in because you don't know about Kittle. He was still hurt as of today. I don't know if he's going to play week 2. Week 3, okay, he plays against the 49ers, plays against the Denver Broncos in Mile High. Wow, this is going to be an interesting game. I don't know if Trey Lance is up to this one. Nikki's Niners. Nikki, I love you. Love you, hon. I'm praying for Jimmy G. Nikki, I'm praying for your man, your crush of all creation. Nikki, my friend Nikki up in San Francisco, she loves Jimmy G. She loves him. I mean, she's in love. She's married, guys. Yeah. And anyway, Nikki, I don't listen to this one. I think the 40. Okay, I'm giving this one to the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers at home in Denver. I'm giving this one to the Broncos. Monday Night Football, last game of the third week. Monday Night Football. We have the Dallas Cowboys coming into the New York Football Giants Stadium. New York Football Giants Stadium. Saquon Barkley, is he back or what? Did he prove me wrong? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I love players that step up to the occasion and prove me wrong. He is back. His speed is back. I love it. My second show, watch my second show. I have some video of him running. I am so happy he is back. Like I said, it takes at least a year. When you come back the first year from ACL, trust me, you're not going to be all that and then some. Just not. It's always the second year. And if the second year you don't come back and you're not playing at a high level, then it's going to be hard for you even to come back, right? But this game, trust me, this game is going to be epic. This is going to be a tough one for Dallas. Dallas, all their excuses. Oh, it's the offensive line. Oh, they don't have the wideouts. They don't. But they have a defense. And that defense most likely will probably stop the Giants' running game. They have a great team. This is going to be a ugly Monday Night Football. I remember last Monday Night Football I saw, and the Giants were playing, and Odell Beckham. Remember that? He went off. No Odell Beckham, but the Giants do look good. I mean, Daniel Jones, worst offensive line in the game. They weren't complaining, were they? Were they complaining? Anyone? Were they? They beat the Tennessee Titans. Dallas Cowboys. It's offensive line. We lost this, lost that. Come on. Stop with the excuses, Dallas. Stop with the excuses. Seriously. This might be I think this will. I think this is going to be my next upset. Now, I don't know if the Giants will be favored in this game. I don't know what this point spread is going to be in this game. I think the Giants are going to pull this one out at home. The Giants, last game of the third week, the Cowboys will lose. The Cowboys will lose. The Giants will beat the Cowboys third week, Monday Night Football. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much to Mixed Cocktail Hour.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey everyone, I'm Tammy Harrison, host of Mixed Cocktail Hour, coming to you live every Friday right here on YouTube.
Friday, Mixed Cocktail Hour is live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to YouTube, subscribe with them, and watch that live show. Plus, my show. Guys, I'm giving away Amazon.com gift certificates for comments. Comments on the show. I need that. I need some comments. I need some likes. I need some subscribers. We just bring your family, your friends. Tell us about it. This is a fun show. This is going to be a fun show, and it's going to be every week. It's going to be different. This week we're saluting the military. Hats off to all the military personnel, men, women. Thank you so much for all the families. All the families that have lost ones in the military. My heart goes out to you. Thank you. Until next week, Calvin Dean signing off. Peace, guys.